Hey everybody, it's Sage, and you are watching the Music Enthusiast.
Hi, what's up? My name is Sarah, and today I'm here with Sage. How are you?
Hello, I am good. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be talking to you. You're my last interview today, but it's such a great and my
Best for last.
exactly,
Thank you
exactly.
so much for having me. I'm super excited.
No problem. So first question, music has always been like a part of your life. It's been like such a coping mechanism to you. So, what was your favorite song growing up?
Ooh. Okay, I definitely say um every single time I'd be at a family event or wherever I may be and someone would ask me to sing, it would either be one of two songs. It would be Rolling in the Deep by Adele was like the go-to, or Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Those were definitely my two of like the biggest inspirations to me growing up. I would just listen to their music on repeat, and I don't know if I just like didn't know if there were any other artists in the world or if I would just constantly listen to them just because I wanted to. But like every single album, I was just like a diehard Adele and Sam Smith fan.
And those are both ballads too, so that's
Yes.
incredible.
Yeah.
Um, and I heard that you when you were younger, you recorded demos for a show. So do you remember what any of them sounded like?
Yeah. So my singing coach actually connected me to start doing this. And it was really cool because it was my first kind of leeway into the whole recording industry. And I had this really high pitched voice, and sometimes it would actually make me do like, if it was a theme song, I would do the male part as well as the female part. So I'd have to like
Oh,
lower my voice and then higher my voice. It was really funny. But yeah, so basically the producers would come in and like give me the demo and I'd sing it, and then they'd pitch it to the producers of the show, and it was just a really cool opportunity for me because I always like would just watch these cartoons, and I just wanted to be them. I wanted to do the voiceovers and be the voice behind it, so it was just super cool to you know have that opportunity at such a young age.
mhm.
And sadly I don't do it as much anymore, but yeah, they were very like materialistic. It was like, I love like playing with blah 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 and I love broccoli. And it was just like some random things. I don't even know what I was saying half the time. But it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
Sounds like it. And
Yeah.
you're from Toronto. So what is your favorite thing to do in Toronto?
Oh my goodness. I feel like everyone thinks Toronto is such like a like tourist city, and it honestly is. But like when you're actually living in the city, it's like you don't really have like a favorite thing. I
Yes.
definitely just say like going to the mall with friends. Haven't done that in a while because of like the pandemic and everything. But just hanging out with my friends and seeing my family. Thankfully, a lot of my family lives in Toronto, which is good. But yeah, I'd probably say that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of sushi. I am too.
Yes.
So which one is your favorite?
Oh, okay. My go-to roll is probably salmon avocado roll.
Okay.
Love those. I honestly anything salmon, like just get like anything salmon on my plate and I will eat it. I'm not a picky eater, but like that is my go-to.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I have to try it.
100%. 100%.
And you were in mini pop kids when you were younger.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel that shaped you into the artist you are today?
Yeah, for sure. So, I actually auditioned twice. So I auditioned when I was like, oh my goodness, maybe like 9 or 10,
Oh,
and it was a crazy experience. I like slept at the hotel the night of, and we woke up at like 4 in the morning and like waited in line. It was just really crazy for like this 9 year old to go through because I was always a singer, but I was never really pushed to do anything like public. I was kind of more just doing it on my own. So this was a really cool way to, get my voice out there. And so yeah, I auditioned and then I made it to the top 6 and I didn't make it past that. And then I auditioned 2 years later. My mom was like, okay, let's just try one more time. And I made it and it was super cool. And it also, pushed me to like learn more about the recording industry and like performing live. We did a couple live shows, so that was cool as well. And also just, working with people that also love what I love to do was a really cool way for me to learn how to, collaborate with people and all that stuff as well. But yeah, I'd say it definitely taught me, all of the things that I need to know for like just pulling things from like recording, live shows, like everything into one, kids band was just, it was really cool. And so I was only in it for like a year, but it was a really cool opportunity. And it definitely pushed me to, keep going and keep my, um, public, what's the word I'm looking for? Like my public standing, basically. I started my singing Instagram when I was in Mini Pop Kids, and I had no clue what I was doing, and so I kind of just looked at everyone else's, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can just try this out, and yeah, that's kind of how my singing account started.
Amazing. And being in like the spotlight like at such a young age, like was that sort of intimidating at first, or were you like, okay, like I want to do this? So
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny because I was very tall for my age, so it actually looked like I was very old to be a Mini Pop Kid,
I get that totally.
and it was just like it was intimidating because, I felt like I was kind of like the oddball because I was so tall and I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." But it was a little nerve-wracking, and I did do, like, plays when I was younger, so I do have that stage presence, starting from such a young age, but doing it in a different atmosphere with, like, a huge audience, with people wanting to see you perform, it was a little nerve-wracking, but, it's definitely helped me now. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Because now you're like sort of used to it at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And on to the track, your newest track, Homesick Feeling. It's
Yeah,
incredible. Your
thank
vocals
you.
are insane.
Thank you.
So how do you feel about this track being out into the world?
Yeah. So during COVID, I obviously started writing music a lot more. I was always singing my whole life, but I started to write a lot more music and actually, fully process and understand what I was writing during COVID. And so I wrote a couple songs, and some of them were good, some of them were not as good. And then I created Homesick Feeling. I created this concept of being homesick in your own home. You can really be homesick of anything. Homesick of seeing your friends, of going out and, living the life that you did prior to the pandemic. So I actually like had a voice memo of me just like playing my guitar and singing this concept. And I brought it down to my parents and they were like, they thought it was good, but they were just very confused. They like didn't understand the concept.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I was just like I kept pushing for it because I thought it was really cool and like I understood it. So I let them listen to it a couple more times. And then obviously as the song progressed, they obviously started to like it a lot more. But yeah, I love creating these concepts that no one really thinks about. And yeah, so Homesick Feeling just kind of came to me, and obviously I wanted to create a song about the pandemic because it's a big deal, and I like missed a lot. I missed my prom, my graduation. It was my senior year, so it was just a lot for me to go through, all being just in my house, not seeing anyone. It was weird. So I just it's good that I have, this song to look back on, and like 20 years, like just look at this and be like, wow, that happened. um but yeah, I mean, I love hearing all the positivity and all the feedback that people give me with not just this song, but everything in general. It's just been really cool to listen and learn from everyone in the industry. It's just been really cool.
Yeah, of course. I feel the same way with like prom and all that
Yeah.
because I missed out on mine too. But they're trying to do something next week. I'm not going. But anyway, um, the cover art too is so cool how like it's written in the clouds. So did you come up with that? Did someone else?
Yeah. So, I actually was scrolling through TikTok, and I swear TikTok has been like my savior, with
Yes.
my, my singing. But I saw, this girl, and she was, creating, like, she had a time lapse video of her just creating this image, and it was just mind blowing to me that she was just putting all these pieces together. And at the moment, I was like, "What is she doing?" And then it like went and it came all together, and it was like beautiful. And she just like all of a sudden I just realized that like that is the vibe I want, and we connected. And her name is Cosmic Eden, on Instagram, and she is the coolest person ever. And basically I kind of just wrote a bunch of ideas down on my notepad, and I was just like clouds, like right, homesick feeling in the clouds, and like big house in the middle of nowhere, desert. So, I mean, I just wrote a bunch of ideas down, and then we just kind of kept going back and forth and created that cover art. But I definitely love that creative process as well. Like, I obviously making the song is a huge deal, but that's what people look at when they're listening to the song. So I love just having that ability to create and help create everything that has to do with my vision. It's really cool.
Yeah, and it just shows how like good TikTok is for like music industry stuff.
100%. 100%.
This literally shows how diverse like your discography is. Like, how do you feel it's gonna like expand from now?
Yeah. I mean, it's always funny because when people say like, "What is your genre? What is your go-to like type of music to sing?" I honestly could kind of just go anywhere with that answer because I don't really have one. I mean, I love, the pop, like hardcore top 40 pop vibe. But then I also love folk and indie and alternative and all that stuff as well. So it's kind of everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I just want to keep, putting out stuff that I think is pretty cool. And then, sometimes it'll be pop and sometimes it'll be some random folky, whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, I think it's just pretty cool that, you could really put out anything. And yeah, I think, I don't know, I kind of just let it flow. Like when I go into sessions and I like don't have anything, I don't come in with anything. I kind of just go in with an open mind, and see what happens. And majority of the time it'll end up being pop. But yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like genres are like overrated. Stage is
Yeah.
stage. That's it.
Yeah, truly.
And what's coming next? Because I know I want more.
So I have been writing a lot, and making sure that, it just keeps going. And I have may or may not be, releasing an EP, but in a couple months. And that'll be super exciting. And otherwise, just trying to get my, social media and everything intact with my music, making sure it all kind of coexist as one. And I'd love to, go to LA and meet all the people that I've been connecting with via Zoom, which is like absurd. But it works, it does the job. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm going to university in the fall. So trying to multitask everything, but making sure that, I obviously give the viewers what they want, and also create stuff that I love, which is
Yeah,
obviously one of the main goals.
yeah, for sure. This is sort of a fun question.
Yeah.
If you could describe your music as an animal, which animal would it be?
Ooh, interesting. I'd say a deer.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're like, in the forest, like doing their thing, but then they'll also just start like running and like going crazy and letting loose.
Mhm.
So I feel like a deer. A
Okay.
deer.
I see that. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And last question, who are your favorite up and coming artists right now?
Ooh. Up and coming. There's one guy named Isaac Danielson who I love. He's just everything about him is just like regal and fancy, but his music is just like it's very like Josh Groban and Ben Platt had like a baby.
Okay.
Very cool. I'm like looking at my my albums. I'm just trying to think like who
Word.
else? Um, let's see. I mean, not up and coming, but obviously Olivia Rodrigo is killing it.
Mhm.
I feel like I use her as a huge inspiration because, she does all of her stuff, sounds well together, but it's all very different. And, she'll put this like rock song with like a ballad. And it's really cool to see. And I look up to that as well. But yeah, I definitely say those are my top two at the moment.
Amazing. Those are great, and I cannot wait for you to like take over the world and everything. So thank you so much for chatting with me.
Yes, I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me again.